Hello drug addicts, degenerates, crackheads and all alike. I have an announcement to make before starting this video. As some of you may have noticed, we're starting to approach 1,000 subscribers. And as a celebratory special, I will release a 1.5 hour long Chris Chan iceberg video to commemorate hitting that milestone. So subscribe if you want to watch that video and enjoy. SheCameForQWC is essentially the 9/11 of Christorians, the shot heard around the globe. This single drawing Chris uploaded to Encyclopedia Dramatica during his campaign against a troll page slandering his name was the final straw that obliterated the barely existent morbidly obese camel's back. Okay, so SheCameForQWC.png is a Rule 34 picture that Chris drew as part of a campaign to fight Encyclopedia Dramatica by replacing negativity with positivity. It portrays Chris using his hand to stimulate a naked Megan Schroeder's lady part to the point where, how do I say this for the fellow kids in the audience? Well, to the point where she Fortnite Battle Royale W's. This is indicated by the fucking weird squiggly shitty lines. While Chris gives a benevolent smiling thumbs up. Arguably the most scandalous of all of Chris's autistic art. This single image managed to invoke so much drama. It was the straw that permanently destroyed the already dying friendship between Chris and Megan, and the consequences of uploading it online have continued to face him for years afterwards. In fact, it's entirely conceivable that the targeted effort to troll Chris may have simply faded away had he not edited the page repeatedly and uploaded this image to Encyclopedia Dramatica. Doing so demonstrated how easy it was to manipulate Chris and as such put blood in the water for trolls for years to come. At first, people believed that the picture to be of his imaginary twin sister Crystal, which in retrospective that is some legendary tier foreshadowing, which was not helped by the initial caption that Chris provided. In order to defend his fictional sister's honor, Chris edited the article to confirm that it was in fact Megan Schroeder. He also angrily decried the scurrilous rumors in the Mad Men Rising video, shouting that it was Megan defeating the purpose of centering her eyes to hide her identity. While this is less disturbing than Chris wanting to have an incestuous relationship with his own fictitious twin sister, it is notably creepy that it is of his only friend with whom he had no romantic or sexual relationship, no matter how much he tried anyways. Megan was understandably disturbed when she figured out the truth behind the image, which she figured out on her own. As it stands, she had made it perfectly clear to Chris that she had no romantic feelings for him and that she wanted to remain just friends. In the aftermath, she was so disgusted that she severed ties with Chris. Since the release of that picture, Chris has flip-flopped from taking responsibility for making the image to blaming the trolls and even blaming Megan herself, or some combination of the three things, which from my point of view this is just some god-tier copium from Chris's part. Over 13 years later, history would repeat itself when Chris revealed to a few people in private that he started performing certain activities mirroring SheCameForQWC but with her own mother, among other depraved acts, after he was pressed for details about the mysterious identity of an actual boyfriend-free girl that he met in real life. Now, I genuinely don't know where to place this, either deep depths of hell, because this is some absolutely horrific depraved Chris sex fantasy, or golden age, because this kind of molded and shows the world who Chris is and what he actually thinks of women and what he intends to do at the end of his so-called love quest. So I'll link a community poll to let you guys decide the fate of SheCameForQWC. Michael John Mike Snyder, or in Hebrew whatever this means, is one of Chris's many enemies. He was the manager of the game place, later known as Charlottesville Hobbies, Games and Toys, a game and hobby store place that was in Charlottesville. Chris regularly caused trouble at the game place and was eventually permanently banned in June 2008. Based on his surname, Chris came to the incorrect conclusion that Snyder was Jewish. In actuality, Snyder is an Americanized version of either the Dutch surname Snidger, the German surname Schneider, or the Slavic surname whatever the fuck this even means, all of which translates to tailor in their respective languages. Due to his misguided belief that he had genuine friends at the game place, Chris developed a burning hatred for Snyder over the years, describing him as a bastard, a jerk, a pig-head stubborn Jew, cold-hearted and mean, a son of a bitch, and a children fucking damned. In June 2010, Chris had a run-in with Snyder when he tried to take his picture at the game place, and on the 28th of October, October 2011, both Barb and Chris committed more serious attacks on him, for which they were both convicted. Legal punishment as well as the store's eventual closure have done nothing to check Chris's rage. Despite being a major antagonist in Chris's eyes, Snyder was spared from being adapted into the Sonichu counterpart villain. This might have been because he didn't threaten the love quest, or more likely, Sonichu went on a hiatus sometime before Chris began developing further hatred towards the store manager. I'll place Michael Snyder in the golden age simply for being such a cornerstone of Chris's early life, and I respect the man's determination to not allow a fat autistic man-child in his store. Like, for real, listen to this video where Chris begs for Michael's forgiveness, meanwhile Michael just stands his ground like the king he is.
Hello, Michael. I see you're looking well. Haven't changed much since for the past almost 2 years. And yeah, it has been almost 2 years since what happened June 2008. But I came back hoping that we could put that behind us. And come on, I mean, it has been almost 2 years, and this has been on my mind for so long. Just be can't we just forgive and forget? Come on, have this weight on my back.
No.
And I have really been coming here.
No. You need to leave now.
I'm a better person.
You need to leave now.
Come on, dude.
No. You need to leave now.
How can you be so heartless? I mean, you're obviously not as mean as one of those trolls I've been dealing
You
with.
need to leave now.
I mean, come on. I mean, obviously you had something against me, aside from the Wii incident. I just would like to know what. Come on. Give me a break. Alright, fine, I'll leave. But I hope that God will forgive you for being so heartless and cruel, Michael Snyder. You.
This image refers to a certain part of when Julie revealed herself to Chris to be nothing less than a 13-year-old gremlin. Julie reveals herself is a mumble chat that occurred on the 3rd of March 2009 and is easily one of the most infamous events of trolling in Christory. In this chat, Chris is basically locked up in an hour-long torture session with Blue Spike, who poses as Julie's fake brother, Max. After being deceived by him earlier in the day, Chris crosses paths with him one last time later that night. Max continued his onslaught on the man-child. He threatened to sell Chris's PlayStation Network account on eBay several times, going so far to even allow the proceeds to go directly to 4chan as well as Encyclopedia Dramatica. He also threatens to send Julie back to Europe, forced Chris to declare Billy Mays as the new mayor of Quickville, and have Chris imprisoned. But the icing on the cake was when Max made Chris cut up his precious medallion and shove it way up his ass. After all was said and done, Max kept true to his promise and let Julie talk to Chris. Little did Chris know that Julie had a little surprise for him. Okay, I'm pretty sure we all know where this goes with no question. The medallions, also called medals by Chris, were a result of Chris's infatuation with his original character Sonichu. Due to the frequency of wearing his medallions in videos, photos and in public, it has become one of Chris's more memorable characteristics along with his trademark striped shirt. Although Chris's habit of wearing the medallion has fluctuated over the years, he still wears the medallion in public. He does not plan to retire it despite its degrading condition. In 2016, Chris made a custom doll figure of himself based off a My Little Pony toy. He has been seen holding it up in videos and taking it out in public, visible from his purse, which suggests that the doll is a new spin on the medallion concept. More recently, Chris has often been seen wearing the medallion alongside his unicorn cosplay and Z-ring, most notably in a photo of him at Quickville Pride, published in the local newspaper Daily Progress in September 2017. Over the years, Chris has produced numerous medallions of his Electric Hedgehog Pokemon characters and previously produced them in larger numbers for purchases through eBay. All previous and current iterations have been made from Crayola model magic and acrylic paint, and the quality varies from medallion to medallion. All different variations of the medallion include Rosechu Medallion, Blake Sonichu Medallion, Jigglyami Medallion, Asperchu Medallion, Snoop Dogg Medallion, Night V Medallion, Modified Medallion, Shrek Medallion, and Golden Medallion. Now before ending the video, like the NPC I am, I gotta beg you to subscribe to reach the 1000 subscriber marker so I can upload my 1.5 hour long Chris Chan iceberg video. And with that said, I'm going to sleep. Good night.